Hey, good morning. I'm Mark Heller. I'm here in Lancaster County on a cold February morning. Wanted to show you my barn that King Construction helped me build. You can see it here behind me. Kind of a fun project for me. Something that I worked on for about 4 or 5 years, even before I got started. Had a lot of fun building it. Sourced some materials locally for it. In fact, you can see, and we'll talk about it maybe some more, the stone foundation actually was repurposed from a previous stone barn. Bought the foundation in the local county and had it trucked here and was able to use it in building the barn. So why don't you come along with me and we'll take a look at everything. Okay, so here I am under the forebay of the barn. Now this barn is 30 by 60 on the lower level, and it is 36 by 60 on the upper level. It's got a 6-foot overhang, which gives you weather protection, helps with the garage, and just it's a true Pennsylvania bank barn. Now the stone that I talked about, you can see a little bit closer, sourced from a foundation of a barn in neighboring Lebanon County. Pulled that in. I bought a barn foundation and brought that in, and we used that stone not only for the barn but also for the house. Now you can't see it quite from here, but this is a stone house and we've done some repair work with stone on the house, and I wanted the barn to match the house. And you can see we used that same stone in the barnyard wall here that creates the perimeter of the patio for entry into the barn. I've also used brick that I sourced from my neighbor during the pandemic shutdown. Couldn't get brick anyplace and found some with my neighbor and was able to self-perform and build the brick patio here myself as an entryway into the barn. So come on inside with me. All right, well here we are inside. So you can see this is a large 4-bay garage, and you'll see some of the cars and everything that I've got in here, but I wanted a work bay, so I've got a workbench with a lot of my workbench items. I wanted a spot to hang all of my tools, all of my gardening tools, and what's kind of neat about this, and you'll see more of this as we go on, is this brings wood from upstairs down into the downstairs, kind of knits the upstairs post and beam and wooden barn with the downstairs more concrete, more modern appearance. You can also notice the large I-beams. We made sure that the upstairs was going to hold a lot of weight. So we had actually put I-beams in for good solid construction. I wanted this to be, and as I noted earlier, it's 30 by 60. I wanted wide bays, 15-foot wide car bays. And you'll be able to see that. And I wanted enough depth to be able to put some storage and to be able to store things that you store in a garage. But you can see if you look here, the width between the cars, you can, with 15-foot wide bays, you can open car doors. You don't have to worry about banging anything or damaging anything. I also wanted heat in this garage. I'm starting to warm up. It's a little cold outside. You can see heat down here on the far end. Just standard propane heating. But I keep this at a steady 55 degrees, which makes it perfect in the wintertime. Get into a nice, cozy, warm car, drive out into the cold and the snow and all of that. Ceilings are insulated, it's well lit, and makes for a great garage space for us. Okay, so here we are upstairs in the main barn floor. You can see it's a wooden space, which is really great. wood floors, which initially for me, it was just going to be a barn, so they were going to be raw wood floors. Having dinner one night while this was under construction, talking with my wife, she said, "What are you going to do when oil leaks on the floor?" You know, you got to think about these things. So I ended up polyurethaning the floor, sanding and polyurethaning, making it a little bit nicer space. And we'll talk about that further, but it helps tremendously because you can see we've got vehicles parked on this, cars, tractors in the background. It is a barn, and it's used as that. The floors get dirty, but we can wet mop them off and damp mop them, and everything will be fine and clean. Again, a lot of space. 4 15-foot bays upstairs. Now these are 36-foot long versus the 30-foot long that are downstairs. Gives me a lot of space. I could actually double park vehicles up here if I wanted to. I remember seeing the I-beams. There's plenty of strength and plenty of support here. Nice tall ceilings, plenty of light. You can park and put just about anything here. I use it for a lot of storage, bicycles, motorcycle, landscaping and farm tools and equipment. I like to kayak a lot, so I've got kayaks stored back in here. Rack storage space, ladders, anything you can think of, tables, everything that we work on here. Because it is a barn. And what's nice is I can move all of this stuff out of here if I want to, and we host events in here. We've had parties with as many as 50 to 60 people in here, functions in the summertime. Open up the doors. You can see some sliding doors here, the main barn doors on the other side. Get a nice breeze through here, and it's a great spot for events, and it makes it for a lot of fun. We have plenty of things that in here. I want to point out to you a really neat item for me personally. It's got a lot of emotional attachment. Is a sign for Wheat Plains Farm. That sign is off of the farm that my father was born and raised on, that I also was born and raised on, in Pike County, Pennsylvania. Just a piece of history that ties this barn to some things in my past, into my family's past, which mean a lot to me. We've got a space here, the first bay, and by the way, you can see a movie screen here off to the side. We built this barn, refinished the floors. My daughter and son-in-law came in one day, and my son-in-law said, "We need to show movies in this. This is a great movie space." So sure enough, we put up a movie screen. We come in here, we have family movies, and we'll do it any time of the year. We've been here in the summer with the doors open, a nice breeze going through. We've been here in the wintertime wrapped in blankets and quilts, but it makes for a great family night for movie night. The first bay in here becomes an entertainment space for us as well as a workspace. You can see this table here, this bench, is actually an old workbench. It was in my father's workshop. It was old, rusty, oil stained. I took it to a powder coating facility. They sandblasted it, powder coated it. Now it becomes a table. We put a tablecloth on it, put a candelabra, and voila, we've got a beautiful entertainment space. All right, one last thing I want to show you is the loft upstairs. So follow me and we'll go up there, take a view of the barn from a different angle. All right, so here we are in the loft. Now this is additional storage space for us. If you'll notice, we've got storage racks, and they're all quite full because you collect a lot of things on a farm. But it's great because it's organized and we can find things and know where they are. But it's large enough space, it covers one of the 4 bays, so it's 15 foot wide, makes for great space for us. And what's great about this barn and how I was able to work with King Construction, and they were very good about, is that in the future, if you look to the far bay, I'm able to put another loft in that far bay just like this one whenever I run out of space here. I'm sure that's going to happen, so at some point in time, I'll be able to expand this barn in the current footprint that it's in for additional storage. Hey, thank you for touring the barn with me today. Really appreciated having you along with me. Enjoyed it. Want to thank you, thank King Construction for all the work that they did for me in helping get this completed. Thanks again and have a great day.